Okay, students, today's topics are types of photoreceptors. We will see how many types of light sensitive cells are present on the retina. We will also see the defects in cones and rods. Cones and rods both are photoreceptors. These are the cells that are sensitive towards light. We will see what causes color blindness. You will see that it is caused by defects in cones. We will see what night blindness is. As you know that visual purple is present in rods, bleaching of which lead to night blindness. And we will see its detail in our later slides. Then we will see the properties of image formed on the retina, the structure and function of optic nerves, yellow spot, which is also called fovea centralis, and we will see what blind spot is and what rectus muscles do. Let's start with the type of photoreceptors. There are two types. First, understand the term photoreceptors. Photo means light, receptor means receiving cells. So the cells which are sensitive towards the stimulus of light are called photoreceptor cells. These cells are present on the retina. They are of two types, rods and cones. Rods are photoreceptor cells that contain a pigment called visual purple, responsible for vision in dim light. So whenever you are in poorly lighted rooms or poorly lighted areas, these are the cells which allow you to see in dimmer lights because of the fact that they contain a pigment called visual purple. Now visual purple is bleached when you go into the intense light, which explains that why you are not able to see for some times clearly when you enter a poorly lighted room after being exposed to intense light. You would have observed this is a common day phenomenon that whenever you enter your house or any area which is which is having dim light, and if you are coming from sunlight, you won't be able to see for a certain period of time clearly. You won't be able to judge the shape or place of things for some time. It is because of the fact that when you were in intense light, this visual purple was bleached. It is light sensitive. Whenever you are exposed to intense light, this pigment is bleached, or you can say it is destroyed. For it to be made again, it takes certain period of time. That's why when you enter a dim light area, you won't be able to see it on the spot. In fact, you will take a little more time to see clearly. It is because of the fact that this visual purple is formed slowly. And what do we need to have for its formation? We need to have vitamin E. So deficiency of vitamin E would lead to night blindness, because vitamin E deficiency would lead to less formation of visual purple, which allows you to see in dim light. Since you are lacking it, it will lead to night blindness. This was all about rods. Let's come to cones now. These are the photoreceptor cells that are less sensitive to light and hence insignificant or inefficient in dim light. So for dim light you need to have good rods, and for bright light vision or colored vision you need to have functional cones. Now cones are of three types. There are three kind of cones. The cells that are sensitive to wavelength of red color, blue color and green color. Mind you that these cells are not of these colors. You can't say that the photoreceptor is of red color, blue color or green color. These are cells, normal animal cells, but have the ability to get stimulated or be sensitive towards the wavelength of these three basic colors, by which you can see different colors. By the amalgamation of these three colors you can see different other colors. So if you are, for God forbidden, you are having some impairment in these photoreceptors, you would lead to have color blindness, which is the inability of a person to distinguish between different colors. For instance, I have given you the diagrams here. Since they are not part of your syllabus, I am not going into the detail, but I am giving you a view of what color blindness is. This is the normal vision of a person who is having fully functional cones. You can see that the colors are distinct, they can be distinguished clearly. On the other hand, a person who is having red-green weakness in the cones won't be able to judge different colors clearly. The colors are not clearly identified as they were in normal case. Then there is another type of color blindness where blue-yellow weakness is observed. Here the color formation would be different from that of this one and the normal vision. These terms are not part of your syllabus, but I am just giving you a general view of what color blindness is. Here the cones, different cones get impaired, which lead to inability of a person to view the colors clearly. Let's see what are the properties of image formed on retina now. Whenever you are looking at any object, let's say it's a bird here, the image formed of this object on your retina is inverted. Inverted means upside down. It is back to front, or you can say it is reversed, and it is smaller in size compared to the real size. If you are having any object and you are looking at it, the light rays would strike your cornea and would diverge onto your retina, and on the retina the image formed would not be exactly what you are looking at. It would be upside down, that is inverted. It would be back to front, or you can say it would be reversed, and would be diminished. Diminished means smaller in size. So you actually see from your brain, not from the eye. The eye is only the receptor organ which is receiving the light rays. Image formed here is not actually what you see. It's your brain which flip the images by the formation of nerve impulses that are going from optic nerve to your brain. If you see here, the object is forming an image on your retina. This information would be passed on from optic nerve to the brain, to the hind brain. Here in the diagram I have let you see that how optic nerves are connected with your hind brain, where the information is being passed on in the form of nerve impulses. These nerve impulses will get to the brain, and then the brain will let you perceive the actual size, the orientation or the direction of the object that you are looking at. Now we have to see what yellow spot and blind spot is. Yellow spot, it's a yellow depression on the retina where images are normally formed. The concentration of cornea cones is maximum here. Here I have labeled fovea centralis or yellow spot. Fovea actually means a dip, a pit form, a depression. Literally it means a pit or a depression on the retina. Here the maximum number of cones are present, which allows you to see a sharp image of the object that you are viewing. On the other hand, the blind spot is found immediately over the optic nerve where it enters the eye. This area does not contain any photoreceptor. It means that it is not sensitive to light. Even if the light falls here, there will be no formation of nerve impulse, and there will be no transmission of nerve impulse via optic nerve to your brain. So if any light falls on blind spot, no image is formed, since no impulse goes to brain to let your brain know that some image is being formed. So both of these spots should be correctly labeled, identified, and their function should be known to all the students that what they do. Yellow spot for sharpest image, and blind spot, since it contains no photoreceptors, there will be no formation of the image. What about rectus muscles? I have drawn the diagram here. These are the rectus muscles. Their names are different that you don't need to know. Just remember a general name called rectus muscles. These muscles hold the eyeball in place, and you know that your eyeball can move around whenever you look around left or right or up or down. Your eyeball moves. This movement is caused by the contraction and relaxation of these rectus muscle. Not only it holds the eyeball on place, it also allows the movement as well. The names are different. All the bands of the muscle that you can see here have different names, but just remember a general name called rectus muscles